Hello, rum friends. Welcome back. This is Saturday, the 23rd of December. It's this point now where you start losing track of the actual what day it is. You know it's the 23rd, but you're like, I don't know what day it is, because apart from like hospitality and shop and, front of house, all that sort of stuff, office people, everyone's finished work. It feels like everyone's finished work, if you know what I mean. Apart from my sort of industry, which keeps the rest of the world going, if you know. Because we like to keep the economy going while you lot are swanning home, sitting at home doing nothing. So, it's Saturday. Feels like it should be Christmas Day, but it's actually the 23rd. Anyway, let's waffle. Let's crack on. 23, 2 to go. I'm really struggling. The last couple of rums I've had, it really surprised me because I don't remember adding them to this box at all. So, the Master of Malt, build your own. What I added and what I've completely forgotten that I added to the box. Today's pick for the 23rd is Rumbullion is essentially, without going too far into the weeds, is essentially a Master of Malt own brand. They have, so their parent company, Atom Brands, does have sort of different subsidiaries coming off it. Aberforth's is one of those sort of brands coming off there. Aberforth's is, Rumbullion. So that is one of my forever stocks. It is, I wouldn't call it an authentic spice rum like I bang on about with Chairman's Reserve, with the Don Q that have actually seen spices. We know full well that this will have been flavoured up with dropper bottles, but it's still really, really good. It is really, really good. So I like that. This, talking down here, probably a bit echoey. This, if you didn't see it on the close-up, this is the Navy strength. 50, is this flat 57? I think it's a flat 57. Where is it? 57. Yeah, it's a flat. They do some random stuff like that's a 42.6. I thought in the XO, I think it's a weird ABV as well. But this is flat 57. So essentially an amped up normal rum bullion, if you like. Now, the price comparison. So this is at £52 in the UK. I know you're not going to get this around. You might get this in Europe, to be fair. But you're not going to get this in around the world. So I'll give you the prices of what that translates to. This should be easy to work out for a lot of you. So this is essentially 66 US dollars, 60 euros, 98.5 Australian dollars, and then Canadian dollars, 88.5 Canadian dollars. So I haven't had this for ages. This for me was always when I went to trade shows and stuff like this. This was something I always had, but never actually bought the bottle, really. I've had various different samples and various little things sent to me, but I've never actually bought and owned a bottle outright. But this is flipping. Oh, this is fun. So before I go any further, because I know what's in front of me, I am in spiced rum world. I'm not in rum world talking to rum fans. I'm definitely 100% in spiced rum, okay? And it's a very different concept. It's like when I'm in brandy world as well. I'm in a very different place to where I am talking about rum. Spiced rum is a very, very different thing. It's almost, we accept it's going to be sweeter. So you can't really go down the roots of it being too sweet or anything like that. It's a different category. It's a different thing. There's a lot of people get down on spiced rum. If you get down about it, it's not for you. Spiced rum is the fun spirit. And to a certain extent, keeps the rum world going, because in the UK alone, spiced rum makes up a huge, huge percentage of rum sales. And of course, they buy the rum from somewhere, don't they? Whether it's Jamaica, whether it's Guyana, whether it's all this. All these brands behind me sell a hell of a lot of rum to the likes of Ian Ashear, or Ian Askeer, if you want to say it properly, in Holland, who then bottle and in some cases spice up for the UK and European market. Without this market, a lot of distilleries go bust. It is as simple as that. Come at me if you like, proper hardcore rum fans, but do the maths. Look at the industry, do the maths. Without spiced rum, there is a lot less rum, proper out-and-out rum in the world, because by selling shitloads of, excuse my French, it's not often I swear in this, shitloads. By selling a shitload of that through me legs, I rarely swear on this channel, but by selling a shedload of rum to independent bottlers that can do stuff like this. That's how the big brands make a lot of their money, to enable them to lay casks down to age for a certain amount of time. All right, if there's no way distilleries can sort of keep going by just selling 8 and 10-year-old rum. They need to be selling unaged stuff or 2-3-year-old stuff to the likes of Skip. That's how Rum World works. If you didn't realise that, news bomb, that's how it kind of works. So without spiced rum, there is a very smaller rum category. Anyway, rant out of the way. I'm in spiced rum world. Cola cubes, orange zest, vanilla. What else are we getting off this? I do get the other spices off there. Your sort of cinnamon, your clove to a certain extent, not heavily clove forward or not heavily cinnamon forward. It is cola cube, fizzy cola bottles forward, orange zest forward. That is your big aromas. It's only if you don't dive your nose in even more you get any of those other spices. But if this is anything like the normal Rumbullion, it's a similar sort of taste profile, but wow, does it kind of open up on your tongue. Spiced rum, spiced rum ain't about smelling and neat sipping, but let's dive in. Let's have a little guzzle. Spiced rum fans, you are absolutely gonna love this. Fizzy cola cube bottles, and vanilla, orangey, zesty. Oh, that's that for a spiced rum. As I say, I am in spiced rum territory now. I like my spiced rums. That's flipping delicious. The only thing I would potentially say about this is because it is going mass market, it is quite thick and quite syrupy to obviously balance out that 57% ABV. There is no way the average and I don't mean this to be derogatory, but there's no way the average spiced rum fan is going to, like a 57% spiced rum that hasn't been heavily sweetened. That's just a fact. I don't mean that nastily. I don't mean that harshly. They're used to thicker, sweeter products. So for this to go at a higher ABV to make it a little bit more fun, it's obviously going to need a little bit of extra sweetening up. So it has been, I would say, sweeter. I would say it's been, well, it might not have been, I don't know. But for me, it's giving off the vibe that it's a little bit thicker and a little bit more unctuous than the normal Rumbullion. But I'm surmising that you do need that extra sugar to mask that 57% for the average consumer, because this is well and truly mass market. This is not, if you're, as I keep saying, I know I'm going to get people commenting on this. I know I am. But if you're if you're Guyana, if you're Barbados, if you're Jamaica, St. Lucia, if you're Rums, don't even kind of think this is a drink for you. This is for the fun people that like mixing rum and coke, rum and ginger beer all day longs, fun riffs on painkillers, fun riffs on, let's be brutally honest, a fun riff on a Mai Tai, definitely pile the sweetness back. If you're making a Mai Tai, you might need a little bit. If you're making a Mai Tai, you might not need any sugar, but what I potentially do is almond extract instead of orgeat syrup. But you'd have fun with that. You could easily balance that out. Don't think it's going to be too sweet for a Mai Tai, because you can play about. You don't have to add the sugar to a Mai Tai. You can, as I say, almond extract, almond essence, wherever you've got. You don't need that sort of sweetness to go there. Some of you might do. Some of you might need that sort of 7.5 ml of orgeat syrup to get that almond flavour. But, the flavour profile and stuff like that, because it's got the orange, it's got this cola vibe to it, will make very fun, very interesting riffs on cocktails. Is that, that's a fact. It's that obvious. I get being my buddy, because a lot of people don't get spiced rum market. They just think it's, they think it's the rum market, and it's not. It's a very different category. Again, to relate this to gin world, especially here in the UK, people think, get a bee in the bonnet about all the flavoured gins and the gin liqueurs. They are not gin. They're not playing in gin world. There's a very different market. Even Whitley Neal is like the crossover to that, because they are a little bit sweeter. But there is a very different thing between gin liqueurs, which are effectively your spiced rums, and real gin, which is effectively your rum. That's just how it is. Second taste in that. They are the flavours I get from it. Cola cubes, zesty orange, honey, caramel, vanilla, a little bit of that spice at the back there. Honestly, I know this is expensive. I'm going to say this. This is a Christmas special occasion spiced rum for you spiced rum. A few of you might dish this out on a Saturday night. I dare say, look, as a spiced rum fan, I'm not going to have a bad word said against that, because that is mass market. That is selling all day long. There are people, there's going to be the odd few that go, oh, don't like that or whatever. But that is bang on the money for that market. It really is. A lot of people will go, oh, it's too sweet. It's rubbish. It is not. It is one of the better brands. I'd rather have that all day long than a Captain Morgan's, than a Kraken, than any of those mass-produced brands. If you're a spiced rum fan watching this, I'm 100% recommending you buy a bottle. Yes, I know it's a little bit expensive. I get it. But you're flipping well going to enjoy it, and that's going to make your rum and cokes taste proper tasty. Happy Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow for the big one.